Hey everyone, Elite Assassin here. Welcome back to my Monster Hunter World tips and Let's Play. And I ended the last one a little too early, so here's a cutscene that shows right after the Jaguar's hunt, and I'll be back after it's over.
I think we got a lead.
Maybe. Let's check it out. Hey. Well, you were right. There's our mark. Something's got him agitated. Look over there. What in the heck is that? I've never seen anything like it.
You think it's from Zora Magdaros?
I'd like to find out. But we better report back first. All right?
Alright guys, so there was our cutscene where we first get to meet the monster Pookie, who seems very upset with the piece of Zora Magdaros that dropped in the ancient forest. Now, we're not going to be seeing Pookie for probably a little while. He is 2 hunts away at this point. But he's going to be one of the first monsters we run into that introduces status effects, so it'll be very interesting to fight him. But today I want to talk about expeditions, because that's what we're going to be doing next in the story, and they're a very vital part, especially early on when you're playing Monster Hunter. Now, as I've said numerous times, I really don't have an item set that I use right now, because we really don't have the items to do it. And expeditions are a great way to go around and gather resources without a time limit, because every mission in Monster Hunter World does have a time limit unless it is an expedition type. And expeditions can also be gone on at any time you want to. When you're on any downtime, you can just leave and go on an expedition to any of the 5 maps in the game, and you don't have to worry about it at all. Like I said, it's great for gathering, and this is really what I usually use these for. And I probably will try not to show it too much during this video, but it's really what they're great for. You get to know the areas a little bit better, you'll know where you're going, and you'll find good farming spots. Another good thing is that expeditions are amazing for are finding quests, and I'll show those to you as we walk around the ancient forest. Now, the one thing we're going to be tasked with on this mission is creating a new camp in the ancient forest. And finding new camps and all the maps are very helpful, and it's worth exploring around. And it's one of the reasons that you should be exploring, because there's normally at least 1 or 2 other camps besides the base one that you find that you can go to. And right here you see I'm petting the little pig called a Poogie, and he's really fun. You can do a whole bunch of different things with him: pet him, name him, change his costume, and it's a little tricky to get him to change his costume. You saw that I pet him there twice, with a little heart coming above him. Eventually, if you pet him enough times, he'll like you enough to a point where you can pick him up and go find his costumes, and hopefully I'll be able to show you that a little bit later on. But I don't have all the time to sit there and pet the Poogie. I have to go talk to the people over here, who you should become very familiar with. These are the guys who you'll be turning in bounties to and going to for investigations. Now, most of the side quests you'll get often fall under the category of bounties or deliveries, all of which are handed in to these people here. And I'm sure the tutorial is going to go through that right now and kind of give you a rundown what all these are. But these are people you'll be frequenting very often. Bounties give you tons of research points and armor spheres, which are great full of Empire armor. And doing the limited bounties are very, very useful because even I just found out recently that when you get to high rank, doing the weekly limited bounties are a must. Because if you complete all 3 of the limited bounties, you are gifted with a golden Wyverian ticket, which can eventually be used to get a gem of your choice for creating weapons and armor. And these bounties you can just pick here are always also useful. Like I said, they give you research points and armor spheres, and you should always stock up if you use one. Or if you finish one, always come back, stock up. It's very useful. Like I said, the limited bounties give you the gems you can use to make high rank armor and weapons, and it's been a lifesaver knowing that, because grinding out those gems, man, takes a long time, because unless you're really, really lucky, you're going to be fighting monsters over and over and over again. So bounties are really things you want to go for. Now, in low rank here, not so important. In high rank, though, those limited bounties are things you want to do as much as possible. I might take care of one of the limited ones here. It's called Chew the Fat, which is fighting 2 Jagras. And I think an Anjanath attacks during it, if I remember correctly. Maybe just to get some Jagras parts off screen. But generally they try to keep at least like 1 low rank in there, so low rank people still have something to do. And usually about 2 high rank ones. Alright, after some quick item management, I'm here on the expedition. Now the tutorial is going to kind of say what I've been saying, that expeditions are not timed. You're good to do whatever you want, go around, explore, fight whatever. And an important thing I forgot to mention before is that you do not have life restrictions during expeditions. So if you really want to bang your head against a tough monster you're having a hard time with, expeditions are a great place to do that. Now I will warn you, monsters will leave locations after a set period of time, so fighting some really strong monsters early on might not be doable, because if you can't do enough damage to them, they'll just walk away. I've had that happen many times. My first time playing this with my one friend, we partied up, we went on an expedition, and we went after Anjanath. Now we had both, I think, just probably barely gotten this far. We might have beaten the next monster, Kuliaku. And then we were going after Anjanath. 2 of us, having no idea what we were doing, and it didn't end well. It was a fun time, definitely. Especially when Rathalos decided to fly down from the skies and burn us up terribly. And we kept going back and poking them for a while, but eventually Anjanath just kind of pieced out of the territory, and we were left with nothing but a lot of lost potions and a lot of deaths. So, kind of sucked, but, we've learned since then. But we did learn quite a bit from doing that too, because when we fought Anjanath later on for the story, I feel like I knew him a lot more than the person who was going to the fight for the first time, because I'd fought him for so long. So again, like I said last time, when you're having trouble with monsters, doing some throwaway runs during missions is a good idea, but it's also a really good idea to go and just go into an expedition and throw yourself against the monster, because you really don't lose rewards. There's no penalty really for dying except for losing your food buff if you have one, and you can just basically fight them without any real penalty. Now, some monsters might be harder than others to find on maps, but for the most part, besides other dragons, you can find them on the map if you know where to look. Right there, I just cooked some meat. I would highly, highly recommend making sure that you have 10, well done steaks on you at all times to keep your stamina up. There's a little bit of a trick to the timing, but if you watch for around 2 cycles of the spin, the meat will turn a little bit of a color really quickly, and if you do it then, you will get the well done steak every time. Alright, now we have pretty much most of the ancient forest to explore. And I'm just going to go around, again, pick up some more Jagras prints so I can get more information on them. Even though in my main file I do have a lot of the monsters close to max, or at least, part of the way there. But again, it's always a good habit to get into when you're walking around. Pick up their tracks. You'll get investigations. You'll get more information on them, and just a really helpful thing. Now, if you open up your map here, you will see that there's some exclamation points on the map. These are little side quests that will give you, I believe, the delivery side quests. So make sure you go and find these. They're very helpful to do. They give you some research points, some armor spheres, and sometimes we'll unlock things in the kitchen. You'll also find similar missions, in Astera. You saw, after my second episode, there were a ton of exclamation points everywhere. So just be aware that when you're on the field during expeditions, you'll find them as well. Now I'm just going to run over here, give you guys a quick little achievement or trophy guide after I catch this guy. In case you're wondering what the capture net's for, the capture net is for catching small creatures like that. And when you catch them, you're actually able to keep them as pets in your house. And I'll show that to you once we get a little bit more of an upgraded house. But as I was saying, this is a little bit of an achievement guide. Right now I'm going to show you where one of the secret achievement / trophies are located. If you come back here and look at this rock during dusk, when the sun's setting, there will be a beetle there. And if you use the capture net and capture that beetle, you'll actually get a secret achievement or trophy depending on the system you're playing on. So, that was interesting and something I'm sure some of you guys will appreciate knowing. Those flowers you see there don't actually give materials. They just give research points. And I believe they also might unlock some food for the kitchen depending on what you pick up. They don't really give you any tangible rewards, but they're good to pick up every now and then. Especially when you're first starting out. And if you're looking for Jagras tracks and stuff, this first area here is really, really good for it. This guy here you will find on all the maps, I think with the exception of the Elder Crossing, which I don't think I've ever saw him on. But he is the fishing guy. Now, one thing to note is if you want to do his fishing missions, I don't think you necessarily have to actually use the fishing pole. You can use the capture net that I was using before to catch the fish too. Now you see if I talk to him twice, he's going to give me I believe it's either a bounty or a delivery mission to bring a certain fish to him. And it's a very common fish. I'm not going to worry about doing that. But I would recommend, if you're just playing through, that you definitely take advantage of those. See here we have a whole bunch of different things that we're picking up. We have monsters who are very distressed running away from something. And I'm just going to make my way to the new camp. As you can see, so far we really haven't run into any monsters. It's a pretty peaceful romp here. Oh, that's where they're running from. Of course, as I say, we don't run into any monsters. The Great Jagras decides to just show up and prove me completely wrong. Thank you, Jagras. But the first camp isn't actually that far away from where we are. And the first time I did this, I was walking all over the damn place, trying to figure out how to get to him, not realizing it was a nice, real straight shot from camp. Now, I don't want to bore you guys with too long of an expedition here, so I'm just going to try to walk around here and just get to the camp and probably end there before the next hunt. Now up here is a very interesting area. You'll see those wyverns flying around there, those guys are very useful, and it's kind of hard to hit them if you're using melee weapons, but those flash bugs around there are very good to bring them down. And here we have a paratoad that I'm going to take for my collection at home, but he's also very useful for fighting monsters in this area. So I got sidetracked there. But those drakes, the drakes give you wind drake hides sometimes when you kill them, which are used for certain armors. I believe the Kuliku armor needs them, and it's not really told where to get them from. And it's very weird that you see them in the armory and go, where did I get these parts from? That's where you get them from. And they're very easy to farm here. Like I said, you can either use the flash pods out there, they'll bring them down. If you eventually get flash pods for your slinger, you can use them. Or you can just get slinger ammo and just shoot them until they die. Now this lady is a fun side quest. She wants you to capture certain monsters on the maps. This one, I believe she wants you to catch a monster that's just climbing the trees. He's one of my favorite guys. I have him in my house pretty much all the time. You normally can see him climbing on the trees around here. Let's see. So far I'm not very lucky. He's not around here. I'm sure we'll find one eventually. Hopefully. Oh, there he is. And there he goes. These guys will be gliding around the treetops. Just throw your capture net up, and simple as that. I completed the bounty. Now I won't get the reward for it till I go back and talk to the people who give you the investigations and bounties. But you know, she's all happy that I did that. Alright, now, next up we're going to be going and talking to the leader guy, and I think I'm going to end it here for now. So, there's going to be a cutscene playing in a little bit, introducing the new monster, and next episode we will go on a hunt for him. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later.
Well, if we don't take care of that pest, the camp won't last the night.